Hello, friends and family. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Take 5. I hope you're having a great day so far. This week on Take 5, we're going to be breaking down the message that I preached Sunday. That message was entitled, Pour Out Your Praise. When we looked to the scriptures this past weekend, we read a story about a nameless, sinful woman. We learned that she was actually a prostitute. She was an adulteress. She came into the house of Simon the Pharisee where Jesus was an invited guest, and she fell down at his feet and she began to weep over him, and her tears fell on his dusty, dirty feet, and she washed them with her tears and dried them with her hair. She kissed his feet repeatedly and poured out some very priceless perfume that she had on them and massaged his feet there. From this story, we learn some things about our personal praise and worship life. I believe that we can learn that there's some things that God's looking for. We can learn some things to do and some things not to do as we look at this passage. There were 6 things we talked about Sunday. We're going to break them down the remainder of this week to make sure we don't forget just what it is to be a worshiper of God. First thing I want to talk to you about is invited but not interested. That's what Jesus was to Simon the Pharisee. Understand that Simon was a religious zealot. He didn't have a relationship with God. His Christianity, his religion as it were, it was just mere tradition. That's all it was. And he invited Jesus into his house, but he wasn't interested in worshiping him. None of the customary treatment that an invited and honored guest should receive was offered to Jesus that day in Simon's house. The customary thing would have been for him to be escorted into the house, to the head of the table, because that's what you do for an invited guest. His feet should have been washed and massaged with oil. Every courtesy that you can think of should have been offered to him. Simon invited him, but he wasn't interested in him. He requested him, but he didn't require his presence. He welcomed him in, but he really didn't want him. Simon was really indifferent to the presence of Christ. He could take it or leave it. And I want you to understand there's a valuable lesson that we can learn. This proves that just because Jesus is in the house, and He always is, it doesn't mean that we always give Him precedence. That's right. He's always with us in our worship services. There's never a time that He's not here. We have had ideas in the past that maybe the Lord wasn't there. Maybe the Holy Ghost didn't show up. I promise you, all that's a farce. He is always there. He's the ever-present God, and He is always with us, but we don't always give Him precedence. Now, Jesus didn't ask for any special honor in Simon's house that day. He just very humbly waited and took whatever seat was left. Wherever they would permit Him to sit, He waited for that seat, and He took that one. I believe this happens every week in our worship services from Sunday to Sunday. I believe this transpires. He's always with us, but He will only sit where He's allowed. He'll only sit where He's wanted. Now, He's God, remind you. He could take the head seat if He wanted to. He could come in and just blow the doors off the place if He chose and do whatever He wants to, but He's not like that. He wants to be wanted. He wants to be desired. And that should be the desire of every person that you're in a relationship with. I don't want to be around people that don't want me. I don't want people to love me because they have to, and God is the same way. He wants people to want to love Him, to want to be there with Him and in His presence. So every week we go into our worship service and we start with a prayer and we invite the presence of the Lord in there, and He's always there. But the question is, do we give Him the head seat? Do we make Him the honored guest? I want to encourage you today, whether you're worshiping at home or in your vehicle going down the road, or whether you're worshiping again this coming weekend when we gather together for church, I want to encourage you, when you invite Jesus in the room, go ahead and give Him the head chair. Give him the head seat. Make him the honored guest. And I guarantee you, he will bring great things into your life. Hey, well, that's all the time we have for today. I look forward to being with you tomorrow on Wednesday. But until then, God bless you. Have a great day.